narcotics I identified with this garbage called marijuana. I then contacted my great uncle, who was at one point head of pediatrics at Johns Hopkins. I contacted my uncle, who taught pediatrics at Yale. And I contacted my sister, who was head of nuclear medicine at Duke. Very good family background. Okay, I told her what had happened. We researched it. Of course, we found what had been done, that this was a medicine in this country legally from 1860 to 1937. It was manufactured mostly in tincture form by Merck, Eli Lilly, the major pharmaceutical companies, used for many different disorders, prevalently for muscle relaxant, anti-inflammatory, for pain. And I said, voila, that's what it's doing for me. It's better than the narcotics and other drugs I was being given by my doctors. So I said I had to have it. And of course, my family, they pointed out, well, the federal government outlawed it. Well, being a law-abiding citizen from Virginia and also being brought up in a very good Jewish background, I said, well, you know, if the federal government outlawed it, then I've got to take on the federal government. Because I didn't ask for the disorders that I had, and all I cared about was getting the right medicine. And of course, my family was a big supporter behind me. My synagogue was, the entire city of Portsmouth, and the entire state of Virginia was behind me. But it took me 10 years, until finally, with the help of the University of Virginia Law School, with the help of the state, with the help of my congressman, I was able to have hearings before FDA in 1982, and I won those hearings. In 15 minutes, and I won them. And at that point, I became the second person in the United States that the federal government, the United States federal government, grows medical cannabis for me on a daily basis. The farm is on the campus, University of Mississippi. It's been there since 1968. Again, it's taxpayers' money that pays for this. And by the way, how many people pay federal taxes or have in the last 29 years? Raise your hands. Well, I want to personally thank each and every one of you for paying for my medicine all these years. Well, skip forward. Once I became legal in 82, all my family and friends says, you're not going to be quiet about this, are you? You're going to continue to try to help others. I said, you're damn right. I said, luckily I'm still alive and I was able to find the right medicine. I had the chutzpah, the Jewish seichel, to take on the federal government and win. Now I had to help others. As I look out today, it's fantastic I see this. But what I really see is 16 states have passed laws. District of Columbia has passed law. So now we have 1/3 of the country that's protected under state law, where the feds cannot go in, or the feds actually can go in and arrest you, but they usually don't. But today, there are only 4 of us in the United States, myself and 3 other people, that can legally stand up anywhere in the United States, pull out cannabis, medical cannabis, and no one can arrest me. I am perfectly legal. Now here's the tin can, the government chips it in. This is an older one that I keep in the car. I'm going to bring some new ones in. But it's an older one that I keep in the car in case I get pulled over by the police, which does happen occasionally, and to show them that it's legal. Now it's very important for me to be able to help others get the right medicine. When someone has a devastating disorder, it sucks. Nobody asked for it. But if you can help others, if you can make something good come out of something bad, then it makes you feel better. And that's really what I've done all these years. So now we move up to 2012. Now I thought this would be legal decades ago. I never thought this would happen. Okay, again, like Marilyn and Al mentioned, we had these federal hearings from 86 to 88. And at the end of those hearings, they said it was one of the most benign substances to mankind. It should be made Schedule II or beneficial to be able to use. And it's still not there. It's the hysteria that people are scared of, because it's what our government has instilled upon us. That's what they've taught us. And they're wrong. It's that simple. These are educated, knowledgeable people, but when they talk about how bad it is, what it does to the human body, then they won't debate me, because if I'm on stage with them, I just turn to them and go, well, you seem very knowledgeable, and what you believe, apparently you truly believe in, and if you believe all that, it's so detrimental, explain me. Or explain the other 3 federal patients. We did a study in 2001. Because the federal government does not want to know how well it works. My doctor, Dr. Charles Goldman, was my first doctor. Nice Yiddish boy from Norfolk. And at the end of 6 months, we had to put in a government report to show how positive it was. So he filled out this report really nicely. We sent it off to the federal government. A month later, I went to get my cannabis. And he said, what did the federal government think of my report? I said, I'm sure they buried it. They don't want to know how positive it is. And he got furious. He said, get FDA on the phone. So I got a representative that I knew on the phone, and he talked President Cruz, and he said, look, the program I sent you, the study I sent you, I forgot to make a copy. Would you send it back? And he said, no, you should have kept a copy, and they wouldn't mail it back. So we tried to get a congressman to get a copy of it, and they would not give it, because it had been buried. 6 months later, he wasn't going to fill out the report, even though we had to. So he wrote very succinctly on the front page in red magic marker, it's working. Next page, it's working. Did 5 pages like that. And the federal government didn't care. So here I am 29 years later, still receiving cannabis every 25 days, this tin can from the federal government. Now my project's at the School of Neurology at University of Miami. I pick up my medicine at Bascom Palmer, the Eye Institute. because the School of Neurology doesn't have a pharmacy. Seems very simple to me. I mean, this is a medicine, my doctor's prescribing it, and I get it. Now, I have not taken any harmful narcotics, opiates, since 1990. So therefore, the pharmaceutical companies don't like me, because I'm not spending money on their products. All I use is cannabis. Okay, now, has it been detrimental to me? Well, let's see. I've been married 38 years to a nice Yiddish girl from Richmond. I'm a financial advisor here in Fort Lauderdale. I handle a lot of money on a daily basis. And of course, all my clients know that I get no euphoric effect from cannabis and that this is what I use. I teach mentally and physically challenged children and adults how to sail adaptive sailboats in Miami with an organization called Shake a Leg. So we teach paraplegics, quadriplegics. We work with No Barriers. We work with Wounded Warriors. We work with the Muscular Dystrophy Foundation, different foundations with kids, and get them out on the sailboat and actually sail in the boat. So I'm able to do all this because I have the right medicine. Okay, now how many people, as taxpayers, we pay a lot of money every day for people on disability, okay, that cannot work. This infuriates me as a taxpayer because a lot of these people that are on disability could work. Damn right they could work if they had the right medicine. But they don't. That's the sad part about it. I myself am a very productive member of society. If I didn't have my medicine, I'd be homebound. I'd be on disability myself. I would not be working. Well, that's not what I want to be. So all my travels around the country, and I've helped people all over the country, again, states become legal. Everyone said to me, well, what about your home state of Florida? What about your home state of Virginia? What about helping us? And that's what we're trying to do here. And one of the things that's really important is I've tried to express all these years how beneficial medical cannabis is. You have all these doctors, you have what Patients Out of Time has done, but I think one of the most beneficial statements that we can make, and it's made here, but I want to emphasize it even more, is for us to go to our state representatives, especially our state representatives. You need to go, you need to get your family, write letters, call, everything, but what you really need to do is this. Go up to your politician and say, Mr. Politician, why are you against our veterans? Why are you against our veterans? And of course, what's a politician going to do? They're going to say, well, I'm not against veterans. And then you explain what the VA has stated. That if you're in a state that has a medical marijuana law, and they tested positive for metabolites of cannabis, that's okay. They can keep getting their opiates and other medicines from the VA. But if you're in the state of Florida, or in my home state of Virginia, and you test positive, the VA stops treating you. They make second-class citizens. So again, you go to your politicians, and you say to them, Mr. Politician, until you change the law, until you protect our veterans, why are you against our veterans? Okay, with a show of hands, how many people are veterans out there? Quite a few. Well, very important. Well, guess what, Mr. Politician? You're a second-class citizen. Is that right? You fought for your country, you served your country, and now your country's not serving you. Make them change on that. Now, I am very fortunate to have the right medicine, okay? But there are many millions and millions of people that do not. So what we're trying to do here with the Silver Tour is to start to educate senior citizens. Start to educate the VA, but mostly senior citizens, because again, it doesn't interfere with any of your medicines that you're taking. I was originally approved as an adjunct medicine for the Dilaudid, which is synthetic morphine that I was taking. So therefore, on any kind of medicines that you're on, if you're elderly, number one, if you use cannabis, it's going to lessen the amount that you take, because it's going to enhance the effects of the medicine that you use. Okay, eventually you'll probably cut off all the medicines. Like I said, I took Dilaudid for 19 years, synthetic morphine. I've not taken it since 1990 because I got cannabis. So therefore I've cut that out. I've cut out all medicines. All I use is cannabis. And believe me, as an elderly person, you can do that. Number one, you're worried about affording your pharmaceutical drugs. Number two, you're worried about the interaction and what they do and what they cause. Okay? If we're able to grow a plant that can substitute for all those legal prescriptions, then so be it. So now to educate, just to let you know, what Bobby has done with the Silver Tour, what the synogogue has done to let us come here, I really appreciate. Now, one of the things that we do is these empty tin cans. They're empty, of course, there's no cannabis in them. And we raise funds for the Silver Tour. We sell these collector's items for $420. So if everybody's any interested, it's a way that we can raise funds, and you can